What led you to a career in technology and software assurance?
So, with a career in technology, I would say that at the time when I was graduating from high school, I was good in maths. And so it was really more about, oh, what sort of things would be good for someone that is good at maths. And it was really my dad, the one that told me there is a future in computing, right? This was at the time when no one had PCs at their homes, right? And he was saying, no, this is the future. And you know what? They need people that know maths to be able to do computer science. And in fact, like I grew up in Colombia, and the degree over there was 50% maths, right? So it was like a really good blend for me because I enjoyed the maths. I was also learning all of the computing side of things, and you have all the problem solving. So it was a fantastic like way to get introduced into technology. Now, how did I ended up like with software assurance? I would say that after my PhD thesis, right, a lot of the techniques were really coming from the compilers community, and you had to adapt them and change them, right? The security community didn't exist as a community back then, right? 30 years ago. So then when I graduated, then I started working on other projects that were a little bit also related to compilers type of technologies, like being able to do binary translation, later on being able to work on a very large parallel, Verilog type of compiler, and then on small wireless sensor devices, right? But with a Java virtual machine in there, right? Then after all of that, all of it was language translation, if you can see, at different levels, right? Whether it's binary code, assembler, source code, at any level, going backwards or going forwards down onto the machine code, right? And then at some point in time, back in 2007, I realized that there was this growing need for being able to develop tools that were focusing on vulnerability detection, right? And with vulnerability detection, at the time, there was a lot of like C code, and of course, there's a lot of like buffer overflows that happen in that language, right? So I started focusing on that. And then I realized that, hey, really, there's a lot of these different types of vulnerabilities on various different languages. Some of them change from language to language, others are the same, regardless of language, right? I ended up building this team initially at Sun Labs and then Oracle Labs. Oracle acquired Sun. And at Oracle, we were able to grow our team to focus not only on one type of technique, right, static analysis, but also focus on dynamic analysis, runtime analysis, hybrid analysis, you name it, any type of analysis, like we knew it and we were working on them, right? So when you now look at the security community, like the type of tools that we've been developing have really been focusing on application security, right? And this is more when you think about ethical hackers, security researchers, you're really thinking more like, oh, all of those tools are the tools that we use for defensive purposes, right? So for many years, I had that focus on the defensive side of things. And then from time to time, I was always talking, of course, like with some of the ethical hackers within our company, as well as some of the other security teams throughout the company to be able to understand like priorities and so on. But then through those discussions, now that I'm leading like the software assurance organization for the past 3 years, what's been fascinating is that now we have those security researchers also part of our team. So now we have both like the defensive side and the offensive side. And it's really fantastic, right? Because now we can do a lot more having everyone in the same team.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing it. It's amazing.